The Caribbean. It's a dreamy paradise of breathtaking natural scenery, crystal clear waters, and postcard-perfect sunsets. It boasts over 30 countries and more than 700 islands, each boasting its own unique charm. For many, it is the ultimate escape, from bustling tourist hubs like St. Martin to luxurious hideaways like St. Bart's. Millions of travelers flock here each year, fueling vibrant local economies. But did you know there are 3 beautiful islands in the Caribbean that almost nobody visits? These islands remain eerily quiet, barely attracting a few thousand visitors a year. Why is that so? In this video, we'll dive into the beauty of these hidden gems and uncover why no one seems to be visiting. And trust me, the last island has a devastating reason that you won't want to miss. In general, the Caribbean is a magnet for tourists from all over the world. With its year-round sunshine, stunning beaches, and vibrant culture, millions flock to the region each year. Islands like St. Thomas and Grand Cayman are especially popular, with giant cruise ships docking at their ports daily. Islands like St. John and Aruba, known for their soft, powdery white sand beaches and crystal clear waters, are perfect for those seeking a relaxing day of sunbathing. For the adventurous types, islands like Grenada and Bonaire are hotspots for diving. Beneath the waves, these places offer some of the most vibrant coral reefs and marine life in the world, attracting divers from every corner of the globe. Yet despite the Caribbean being filled with these well-trodden tourist hotspots, there are 3 islands that rarely make it to anyone's travel list, attracting barely 5,000 to 10,000 visitors a year. That's an average day for some of the other locales. So why is that? Let's start with St. Eustatius. This tiny island, lovingly nicknamed Statia, is located in the northeastern Caribbean near St. Kitts and St. Martin. With its lush green hills and stunning views of the surrounding sea, St. Eustatius looks like a picture-perfect getaway. But unfortunately, it's one of the least visited islands in the entire Caribbean. Back in the 17th century, St. Eustatius was the jewel of the Caribbean. It was bustling with activity. Merchants from around the world docked their ships to trade goods like sugar, rum, and tobacco. At one point, it was so important that it earned the nickname the Golden Rock. It was a financial powerhouse, and its harbors were alive with the sounds of trade and prosperity. But those glory days are long gone. Over time, larger ports and shifts in trade routes left Statia behind, and what was once a vibrant hub is now a quiet, almost untouched island. So, why doesn't St. Eustatius see the throngs of tourists that flock to the other islands? One major reason is its lack of typical tourist infrastructure. St. Eustatius doesn't have sprawling sandy beaches where you can lounge all day with a drink in hand. Instead, much of the coastline is rocky and rugged. Another factor is its overall vibe. It's incredibly peaceful, which some might just describe as too quiet.
It's very different than Saba and any other islands we visited.
The buildings here, at least in this part of town, very old.
For travelers looking for vibrant nightlife, fancy resorts, or adrenaline-pumping activities, Statia just doesn't deliver. Still, the island is making an effort to change its story. Local leaders are working to promote ecotourism, emphasizing activities like diving in crystal clear waters to explore untouched coral reefs, walking nature trails, and immersing visitors in the island's cultural heritage. It's a slow process, though, and Statia still struggles to compete with its more glamorous Caribbean neighbors. For now, Statia remains a quiet and underappreciated corner of the Caribbean, and the island's future in tourism still remains uncertain. Our next stop is Saba, another Caribbean island that's hard to get to and even harder to leave behind. Saba, often called the unspoiled queen of the Caribbean, is a tiny island in the northern Leeward Islands portion of the West Indies. It sits southeast of the Virgin Islands and, along with Bonaire and St. Eustatius, forms the BES Islands, part of the Caribbean Netherlands. Its towering mountains and lush green landscapes make it a dream destination for hikers and nature lovers. But as stunning as it is, the island comes with its fair share of challenges. Let's start with getting there. Saba's airstrip. It is one of the shortest in the world. It's perched on the edge of a cliff, surrounded by rocky terrain and the open ocean. It was built on the only flat piece of land on the island. Pilots have to have a special certification to land there, and landing there is not for the faint-hearted. It's an adrenaline rush, even for seasoned pilots and passengers. If you're coming by boat, the experience isn't much easier. The boat landing is tiny, and the island's steep terrain once required visitors to lug their suitcases up a massive staircase known as the ladder. While things have improved with construction of what they call the road, it is still an adventure just to get here. So, why should anyone go through the trouble of visiting Saba? This little gem offers something that's hard to find elsewhere: true seclusion and a connection with nature. It's a haven for hikers, with trails that wind through lush rainforests and lead to breathtaking views. Divers flock here for its pristine underwater world, teeming with vibrant coral reefs and marine life. But here's the problem. Saba just doesn't have the infrastructure to handle mass tourism, and it's not for everyone. The island has been working to increase its appeal, but visitors are still hesitant because of the challenging logistics. Lastly, we arrive at Montserrat, an island that once sparkled like its glamorous neighbor, St. Bart's. Back in the day, Montserrat wasn't just another Caribbean destination. It was a sanctuary for the elite. Musicians, actors, and artists flocked here, drawn by its peaceful vibe, lush landscapes, and vibrant culture. It was the kind of place where you could escape the noise of the world and truly unwind. Montserrat had it all. Its culture was rich and lively, with calypso music filling the air and a blend of Irish and African heritage that gave the island its unique character. Life here was serene and enchanting, and everything seemed perfect until the unthinkable happened. In 1995, the Soufriere Hills volcano, dormant for centuries, unexpectedly became active.
The latest eruption of the Soufriere Hills volcano sent clouds of dust and ash billowing over much of Montserrat.
At first, there were warning signs, small earthquakes and venting steam. Scientists monitored the situation, but no one anticipated the scale of the disaster to come.
One of the most dangerous aspects of the volcano is the flow of gases, with heat greater than 1,000 degrees centigrade. Where they pass, nothing survives.
The eruption was catastrophic, spewing ash, lava, and pyroclastic flows that consumed everything in their path. Plymouth, the island's thriving capital and cultural hub, was buried under layers of volcanic material, leaving it eerily frozen in time, earning the name the modern-day Pompeii. The toll was immense. Approximately 2/3 of Montserrat's 13,000 residents were forced to evacuate. Some fled to neighboring islands or the United Kingdom, as Montserrat is a British overseas territory. Tragically, 19 lives were lost during the eruptions, and those who stayed behind faced a harsh reality. Their paradise was no longer the same. Today, over 60% of the island remains an exclusion zone. This area is off limits due to the lingering threat of volcanic activity and the hazardous terrain left behind. Volcanologists and scientists keep a constant watch on the Soufriere Hills volcano, monitoring seismic activity and ensuring the safety of the island's inhabitants. Interestingly, the exclusion zone has become an unusual tourist attraction. Guided tours take visitors to the edge of the zone, offering eerie glimpses of Plymouth's ruins. Streets are frozen in time, with ash-covered buildings standing as a haunting reminder of the island's devastation. For the adventurous, it's a chance to witness the raw power of nature up close, albeit from a safe distance. Getting to Montserrat today requires a bit of effort. The island does not have a major airport, but travelers can fly into Antigua and take a ferry or a small plane to reach this resilient island. While the journey is more challenging than to other Caribbean destinations, it adds to the sense of adventure. Montserrat's government and community have worked tirelessly to rebuild. Little Bay, a new town, is slowly rising to replace Plymouth.
As you can see, that this is 3 separate buildings in Block 1, and Block 2 has 2 separate buildings.
And efforts to boost tourism focuses on the island's natural beauty, rich culture, and unique volcanic history. The island now offers hiking trails, serene beaches, and bird-watching opportunities for those seeking an off-the-beaten-path experience. However, the scars of the past remain. Many former residents have not returned, and the population has dwindled to just around 4,000 people. The shadow of the volcano looms large, both literally and metaphorically, as Montserrat continues to rebuild and redefine itself. Will Montserrat and the others ever become destinations people talk about? Only time will tell. Until then, they remain hidden treasures of the Caribbean, waiting for the adventurous souls who dare to discover them. So, would you visit these hidden gems? Let us know in the comments. And if you're curious about what we will be talking about next, then make sure to check out our next video and hit the subscribe button while you're at it.